Hey guys, coming at you today with a little how-to video. This one's going to be how to change your oil. And I know this may be easy for some people, but if you've never done it before, it can be a little bit daunting, and I'm just going to try and help you guys out and see if I can make a good how-to video. So what you're going to need is an oil pan to catch the old oil that's draining out. And for the Rams, you need a pretty big one because they take 7 quarts. So this is a, I don't even know how much that holds, but it holds a lot. And then to get the filter off, you're going to need, I've got 2 different styles of things. I think this is called like a, I don't know, I call it like a cup style wrench or something like that. You can put a wrench extension in the end of it, and then the wrench goes on the other end, so you can use that to crank it off. And then, if need be, you got the strap style wrench, but this one works best for the Rams. And if you don't have either of those, sometimes you can get off by hand, or worst case scenario, I've seen guys, actually I've done it before too, but you use the stab method, and you take a screwdriver, and you actually puncture through the outer housing, and then you use that to torque it off. So you use those, and then if you want to, you can use a funnel, and you're going to want some rags, because no matter what you do, you're going to get oil on you. And then to wrap things up, I've got the new oil. I use Valvoline Full Synthetic 5W30, and right now I've got exactly 7 gallons here. That's a brand new 5, and this is a 2. And for filters, I go with Fram. I got the Tough Guard this time because AutoZone had a deal going on if you get the Valvoline and the Fram. So I got my Rams here, and I'm going to pull my truck up on it. And this is why, if you live in anywhere there where it snows, never ever buy a 2-wheel drive truck. Because just to get my truck up on the ramps, I had to carve out these 2 patches for my rear wheels, or else I'd just sit there spinning all day. Because right now, we got like an inch of ice last night. Like right here, there's like a foot-high mound, and I'm standing on it. I can jump, and I'm not sinking in. It's straight ice. There's a 2-inch layer of ice on it. So let me pull my truck in onto the ramps, and we'll get going here. Alright, so now we got the truck on the ramps, and we're going to head underneath. I've already got the wrench and the oil pan down there, and a bright light so you guys can see what's going on. So let me start crawling. Alright, and there's the nut you need to take off. As you can see, there's the front bumper, and you follow back to this cross member. That's the oil pan, and then that is the transmission pan. So we got the transmission right here, and you want to position it to catch the oil, because once you take out the bolt, the oil is going to come out and back. So you have to position the pan in a way to catch it, obviously. So that looks about good. I'll grab my 13mm wrench. We'll take this bolt off. There we go. Alright. Now, I'm going to roll up my sleeve right now because I know this is going to get on my hand, because it always does. We'll just slowly take out that nut. Alright, it's almost out. So I'm going to try and pull my hand away as fast as possible so I don't get oil on myself. There we go. And now the flow is going to be pretty heavy for like a minute or 2, but then it'll go down to like a trickle. And let that trickle for like 5 or something minutes. But it's really cold outside, so I'll probably let it go for longer. So I'll cut the tape, let this drain, and we'll get back with you guys later. Alright, we're back underneath, and all the oil's drained out, and we're down to just a little drip at a time, and that's good enough, so we're going to plug the hole back up. Get the wrench and tighten that back up. Alright, you never want to use like an impact wrench or an air tool or anything like this, because some oil pans are made out of like aluminum and other soft metals, and if you strip out that bolt, you're screwed, because then you pretty much need to get a new oil pan. So I also brought the tool for getting the oil filter off, and on the Rams it's nice. There's so much room in here when it's on the lift. I'm actually sitting more or less Indian style right now, and my light's not exactly on it, but here's the front of the oil pan, and here's the pulley, or the crankshaft pulley, and then right here is the oil filter. So let me get my like that. Bring the pan underneath for all the spillage we get. And there we go. And crank that off. Alright, it's going to start dribbling out the sides any second now. I'm going to pop my wrench off and then spin it by hand. There we go, it's starting to dribble oil out. So let's let that run for a second. Yeah, these can be kind of messy if you got the filter underneath. I know there's some GM cars that have the filter on the top. They call it like a cartridge style filter, and you replace it from the top. And those are a lot neater because obviously there's no oil to fall out because you lift it up. All the oil's left inside the little pocket. Alright, so now the outside of that is nice and covered in oil, just for me. Great. Sorry you can't see very well, but I hope I explained where it was. You should be able to see it, and if you can't, I mean, Google always helps. But alright, it's pretty much done dripping, so now I'm going to get it off. You can also wear gloves, I guess. Some like latex gloves or something. I've just never really bothered. But my hand's getting covered in oil right now. There we go. Fell out. There's the filter. These Rams have a big ass filter. See the stump remaining out of there. That's more keeps pouring out of the block. Alright. Some good stuff. Let me grab the other one and we'll put that in. Alright, so now we're over here with the new filter. Exact same as the old one. And a couple things you gotta remember is this gasket right here. This black gasket. You gotta make sure that when you took off the old one that this wasn't left, like it didn't stick to the block. Because then if you do, or if it is still stuck on there and you screw this one on, you'll have a double gasket and you'll get leaks through there. And that actually happened to my friend, and he lost, like 8 quarts of oil all onto his floor. So that wasn't a pretty thing. So what you gotta do is take some oil, and I mean this step isn't necessary, and for some cars it's not even possible, because for mine at least, the filter sits straight up, but some cars they're like at an angle or something. But what I like to do is just fill it up with a little bit of oil, so you don't have a dry start, more or less. And this isn't absolutely necessary. Your engine's not going to die after like a couple seconds of no oil. And then take some of this new oil and rub it around on the gasket. That way it gets a good seal, and that seats in all the way. Alright, so now we're going to take this. We're going to head over to the truck. Oops. Alright. So now we just got the threads, and it's still dripping a little bit, but I'm going to throw the new filter on. And these are screw-on type filters, so it's pretty easy. It's kind of hard with one hand because I'm trying to videotape here. Alright, this will just spin on. Alright. And you can just do these like hand tight, but there we go. I like to take the wrench and my filter wrench and just do a little bit of a tightening, not so much that it kills it, because once again, you don't want to strip this stuff. Let's slide that on there. Oh, I can't get the filter wrench off. Alright, but that's pretty good. So I'm just going to take a towel and wipe off all this oil that's dripped all over the cross members and stuff like that. And then the next step is going to be to take it off the ramps, because we got to go up top and fill it up with new oil. Alright, so now we got the truck off the ramps, and I shouldn't have to say this, but I will anyway. When you're rolling a car off the ramps, do not start the car, because there's no engine oil in it. Just put it in neutral, and if you let off the brake, or the e-brake, whatever you got on, all that ice falling off. Just put it in neutral, and the car will roll back off the ramps, and it'll have enough brakes to stop yourself, so you don't go, just rolling into the street or whatnot. So here, I got exactly 7 quarts of oil, and my truck takes exactly 7 quarts, which makes it really easy. So you can get a knee pad. These rams are kind of hard to work on because the motor's so far back in there and stuff. So you gotta get a knee pad and lift yourself up here. Alright, here's the fill. Crank that off. That was on there tight. Alright, so since I have exactly what I need, I don't have to worry about measuring it out or seeing how much I pour in, so I'm just gonna straight up go for it. This is 5W30. Alright, now this is the last of it. So, now your job is complete. We've drained the old oil, replaced the filter, put in a new filter, and now we just put in new oil. So button this all back up and go and start your car. And I'd say, well, what I normally do is I let it sit there and idle for like a minute or something, just to make sure everything, the new oil gets through the system, because you don't want to like put it in drive right away and starve the engine of any oil if it hasn't gotten any parts of the motor yet. And then that's it. You're done. And hopefully you did a good job. And if you keep up a good regimen of this and do it every 3,000 to 4,000 miles with some good high performance oil, full synthetic, or whatever you use, you should have a good long lasting motor. So I hope this helped you guys. Subscribe to my channel. I got some other car audio things. Well, pretty much all car audio. That's pretty much all I do. And leave me a comment down below. Any questions are welcome. So, have fun. See you later, guys.